Yo, welcome back to the Weeko System. Today we got this DeVonta Smith high taper tutorial for y'all. I'm calling this one the DeVonta Smith haircut because of the tricky hairline that this client has and the hair texture. Also because they typically rock a little thicker high taper with the waves, but this side of his haircut is shorter. You can see by the vertical bar, and he has a tricky lineup. So each side of this taper is going to be different from the opposite side, and you're going to see that this side is shorter and the other side is wider. But if you're cutting and you're new, don't get discouraged. Just continue to stay consistent with your methods and get it done. So y'all see we set our ball line in with our trimmers, and we didn't set a harsh one in, and now we're going up no guard open. And we staying consistent and making sure that this guideline is clean. Now we're putting our 2 guard on, and we're gonna keep that joint open, and we scooping out. We don't want to set in any harsh lines. We're just gonna scoop out and we combing down. Now we're gonna close it up, drop down a little bit, scoop out some more, comb that thing on out, keep combing. Now we're gonna switch. We're gonna go to our 1.5 guard. Open it up. We're gonna do the same thing. Scooping out, dropping down in our fade, closer to that no guard area. Scooping out. Close it up. Drop down some more. Scoop it out. Make sure we combing. All we doing is debulking the fade and getting it down to that no guard open area. So now we're gonna go 1 guard. Open that thing up. Position the head in the right position, and we're gonna scoop out. Now this particular scoop motion with this 1 guard, it's like more controlled and shorter scoops because of the workspace that we've got to work with. You know, we working more towards their line, so we hitting right at their line now. And y'all see we close it up, and I'm combing to really get a good perspective on our workspace on this taper. Now we got the 0.5 guard on there, and we're gonna go halfway. And we're using our corner, the corner of the blade. I'm using this right corner of the blade, and we just kind of lightening this area up. Because with this hair texture, you don't have to do too much, honestly. It fades kind of easy. The most difficult part about this hair texture is getting those dark spots out. Now we're gonna close it up, no guard, and we're gonna attack that bottom line. And we're gonna drop down on the lever. Now we halfway on the lever, and we're just gonna use our lever and play with the lever a little bit to get us the desired look that we want. Now we're taking our 2 blade, and we're gonna knock the hair down. I didn't knock the hair down in the beginning because I intended to do it where I'm doing it at right now. So now you see that we smoothing it down. You see the thick part at the top of the blend, and all we're gonna do is come back up and knock that weight out. So now that we went 2 blade with the grain, we're gonna go 1.5 against the grain, and we doing more controlled flicks with the 1.5 guard. Now we're gonna get that 1 guard and do the same thing. We're just taking the weight out of the top of this taper. We're not pushing the taper to the top of his head, because at the top of the taper, you need to keep it full and dark and transitioning in well with the waves. And I would just say, don't overthink these blends, because the second you overthink it, that's when you're gonna do something that's gonna mess everything up. And if it's not looking how you want it to look in the beginning, it's okay. You know, it's gonna come together, and after you put a front line on it and the neckline on it, it'll show some more of the imperfections and areas where you need to work at more, and you can go in and touch those up. And also be mindful of, the hair density in certain locations, and be mindful that Sometimes you may be thinking it's a guideline or something that needs to be blended more, but it's probably a wave. And you can fade waves, but it's only so much you can do with a wave, you know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. Now here you're gonna see me taking the weight down around the ear, and that's very, very essential because you want the neckline to flow into the rest of the haircut. You want the neckline to flow in with the side taper and the back taper. And now we're just gonna take out 2 guard close and just get anything that we can left over that'll help the blend transition well into the rest of his hair at the top. Now notice on this side, the taper area is so much wider. That's what I was referring to in the beginning of the video. This taper is way more wider than the other side, and you just have to stay consistent with your fades, your methods, and man, finesse it honestly. Because no hairline is perfect, no hairline is perfectly symmetrical. No 2 sides of the heads are the same, you know what I'm saying? Even if you think it is, it's not. As you can see. And we're gonna be doing the same thing. Like I got 2 guard on right now, and I'm just taking this weight off, down fade, and gonna fade up and smooth things down. It's the same principles as the other side, but he has a kind of like a crease at the top of the taper in his head, which causes like the density to be different or the clipper not to cut in there. I'm not sure which one. I'm thinking it's the density, and it's always this hard line right there that takes some time to fade out, but y'all gonna see it, and I'll come back to y'all when we get to that spot. Right up in here at the top of the table, you can see that the hair is like very thick and tight. So all we got to do is lever play, guard play. Like I had the 2 guard open, now I'm 2 guard closed. And you just got to try to get it to flow in, man. Especially with the little hairs around the ear too. You just have to continue to stay consistent, and I prefer to down fade so that you don't push it up on accident. And it's a more safer trial and error mechanism when cutting hair. Now, Now, as you can see, this side grows way higher than the other side, and that is why the taper areas, one side is shorter and one side is like a wider taper, because of the proportions of the hairline are, you know, uneven and off balance. So it's always you're taking some weight off of the middle, because the corners are thinner. That's gonna give us a little bit more balance, but the objective is not to make the line even, it's just to give them a nice crispy lineup. You know, sometimes the haircut doesn't require a perfectly even hairline, because for one, it's almost impossible without pushing too much of it back. So I'm going to try to finesse it. I'm going to finesse it as best I can to give him the best haircut possible. You may do it a little differently, but this is typically what I do for this particular client. But before we do that, we got to knock out this back taper real quick. And it's basically the same rules apply, but with the texture of his hair and the density in the back, you still want to keep it fairly low, that bald line, because I have been victim to pushing this back taper up some, just because of me not getting the blend that I want from it because of how light the hair is on his back taper and his hair texture. I've been a victim of pushing it up. So you want to make sure you stay low and make sure you get them guards, use them guards to keep that blend dark as you can, that still allow it to flow into the waves, you know, the 2 guard that we smoothed it down with. So it can get very tricky, but stay low and don't be afraid to use wider guidelines. I know it's kind of contradicting to keep a taper low and I use like thin guidelines, but trust me, as you can see right now I'm using that 0.5 guard, and after that we're just gonna take the weight out the top of that taper, and then it's gonna be proportionate to the back of his head. I hope I'm making sense, y'all. I hope I'm making sense. So now with this angle, you can see what I'm talking about now that we got it laid out. The taper ain't super low, but you can see the the color grade, you know, go from light to dark to blend into the rest of the haircut. So it's not super low, but it's not a drop fade as well. It was I would say perfectly placed. And now I'm taking this 2 guard right here, and we're just gonna flick out and remove this weight from around the ear so that we can blend the back taper to the side taper and have a crispy, smooth neckline around the ear. And now we're finna jump into this line-up tutorial. So since we know the other side goes up and this side goes down, we need to angle this side up, but we're not gonna be necessarily taking off a whole lot. We just gonna angle it up just a little bit in the corners. And as y'all know, we use the shaving cream, hot towel, hold and spray method, and it just makes my trimmers, my tools work that much better. And now we need to hit this thing at an angle that fits his forehead and connect those boxes at the point in the corner. And then we're gonna move on to the other side of this lineup and do the same thing, but we're gonna try to keep it as low as we can, but still prioritize keeping it sharp. And for me, that's what it's all about, is having some type of balance and having the line still be sharp, because you still want it to be where somebody's looking at them and go, oh man, you chop. But they shouldn't go, oh man, your line is crooked and you chop, unless they line just that crooked. But as you can see, we keeping this side low, and we're gonna keep it sharp and boxed off. So y'all gonna see in a second how it's all gonna come together, and it's gonna make perfect sense. Okay, now that we at the end, you can see that it's a drastic difference from the beginning. I'm about to put a clip of the beginning up right here. And as you can see, if we would have took this right side up, it was gonna completely destroy the haircut. It was gonna be a like crazy obvious pushback, and that's not what we were going for. The objective was to give it some type of balance and to make sure that it was sharp. We was not trying to give it a Vegeta, and we weren't trying to dig into it. But this is that DeVonta Smith hot taper tutorial for y'all. If y'all like the video, please leave a like. If you would like to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. If you would like to leave a comment, let me know what you think, man. If you want me to critique your work, don't be afraid, DM me. My Instagram is in the description below. Let's have a conversation. Let's start up a dialogue. Do not be afraid, but I'll see y'all on the next one.